How is it going? This is Ryan, and I'm going to review a few of my trades from today, Monday, July 24th. So let's jump into it. We're looking at the daily chart here. I mapped out a few levels on the daily chart, and then I went into the hourly chart. A few of the areas that I mapped out was the high of day from Friday's session and the low of day from Friday's session. The high of day is this green line, low of day is the red. Using that to establish if we're able to break out of yesterday's range, or in this case the previous trading day's range, and establish a trend. If we have a day within that previous day's range, I expect some chop, maybe getting in and out of positions a little quicker. So map those, came down and looked at this 443.99, so 444. That was a long shot in case we fell. What I was really looking for, though, shown on the hourly chart, so high a day, low a day from Friday's session, we were opening up pretty strong. We had come down, bounced a few times down here, a level that I marked as kind of a support zone along with that low of day from Friday's session. So watching kind of this area in here for potential support. But in the pre-market, we came up, we set this high, I marked that, the pre-market high at 453.5. And then we pulled back a little bit, but we opened really strong. And one thing, when we opened up, I was looking for a close for us to break above Friday's high of day, and maybe continue momentum upwards. But what I happened to notice is in my 5-minute chart here, we broke above that high of day. But then we immediately had a massive selling off. We did pull back, and then we started to come up again and test this area and start to sell off again. And so while I was watching this, I expected a break above to help with bullish momentum. But as I was watching this, I saw this selling pressure coming from up here, and I looked back at the 1-hour chart and found this level here. And you can see how many times it was resistance, broken above, support, broken below, resistance, support, and how many times we've traded around this area, this 454.5 area. So when I saw that price action combined with the fact that we had broke above yesterday or Friday's high, but we're testing this area of obvious confluence resistance as we're approaching it, that combined with the price action pretty much told me to take a put. So I did take a put on this candle. Actually, I think I took it near the top. I got a really good fill on that. And as we came down, I sold at the previous low, so right here. Now we did drop about another $1 from there, so those contracts move really well. It was a 454 put, so buying it slightly out of the money as we crossed that strike. Then it was in the money and it started to move really well. That's why I sold at this point, because it was in the money. We were testing the previous low that we had kind of pulled back from, so I took my profit there. It would have been a great trade to have multiple positions open so you could kind of trim as you go down. It got really far into profit. I think it was close to like 80% at the max down here. So that moved really well. So I caught that, and that was a good win. Sold it a bit early, but I was playing a little bit safer with one contract. I guess I could have perhaps moved my stop loss up and tried to let it run, but I secured that profit because it was pretty early in the day. From there, it broke the previous low here, which was a retest of the high of the pre-market. So we came down, bounced off that. We broke below it on the subsequent candle. As we came up to test this area, you can see with this this bounce here, really high volume, almost as high as the opening print or the opening candle. But as we came up into this level of volume, was kind of dying down, as was price action. So I entered a put on this candle here. I entered two, actually. I got two contracts, but I really wasn't liking the price action that I was seeing. I sold one for just a couple dollars of profit, and set the stop loss just a few dollars behind my entry price. So I had a really strict, tight stop loss, essentially, to where combined with the one that I did take profit on, that would essentially cancel out the stop loss on the other. I did get stopped out on this candle here as we came up, and I think I actually took like $1 loss on that overall in that trade. So that was the second trade I took. We had broken below this opening print and the high of pre-market. We came up, retested it with some lowered volume. Looked like some weak price action, so I tried to put there to see if we could kind of continue down to this 452 area, Friday's low / that support area of support that we had. So I wanted to see us kind of have this little pullback and then break down further into this zone is what I was targeting with that trade. It didn't play out, but I took a really small loss, so nothing really bad in that outcome. The third and final trade I took was a put up here. I saw us retesting this high from Friday, this area that we kind of pulled back from earlier in the day. We were coming up once again. You see volume kind of falling off as we reach this area. So volume slowing down, price action slowing down. I saw some volume coming in on this red selling candle here. I got in as it came down. I got 454 puts, and I bought them when they're slightly out of the money. Once they crossed and kind of were getting down to this area that we kept bouncing from, I sold for a very small profit. I think it was about like $8 or something on a single contract. But overall, was able to end the day up $25 from this trade. Small loss on puts here, and then a small gain on puts here. So this is my biggest mover. I wish I held it a little longer because the contracts absolutely exploded. But happy overall with a green day. As we look at kind of the rest of the day and what we did, we finally broke above that level again. Friday's high day, rejected off that area of resistance, kind of just bounced in this range. Looks like we broke above it slightly, pulled back, bounced around, came back and tested that pre-market high again, and kind of bounced off there. So overall, if we look at kind of like where we opened, where we closed, we had maybe like $1 move between opening and closing price. So another choppy day. I suspect with a lot of tech earnings coming out tomorrow, FOMC meeting and the interest rate decision coming out Wednesday. I think that we're going to see a little bit of this chop on a Monday where we don't have much news releasing or the big earners that would move this stock. So today was a bit of a kind of rangy, choppy day, but there was some plays to be made. This first rejection was beautiful if you caught it. Yeah, that's how I traded the day. Ended up a little bit positive, and I do this every morning, Monday through Friday. I trade live on this YouTube account. If you care to come watch, I'd love to have you. Stop by, say what up. If you made it this far, I appreciate you, and I will be back tomorrow. All right, peace.